You're listening to Gig Talk on KMI Studios. Now here's your host, Tim Kostas.
Hello everybody and welcome to Gig Talk. This is our first episode and today we are here with the amazing Matt Church.
Thank you. Whew. People sound a lot more fresh in here than it doesn't look like that many, but it sounds good when they put their hands together.
When they put their hands together, it's great. For everybody out there, Matt and I have known each other for, it's over 10 years. And we met back in 2015 at a bar called Jackrabbit Slim's. I was booking music there. And interestingly enough...
He was also bartending there.
Oh, yeah, and doing the books and doing all kinds of stuff.
Turns out you were doing a lot of things there.
Yes, I had to...
Paying the bills.
Well, we didn't pay the bills enough for the place to stay open very long, but it was good while it lasted. And we were in there, we were painting one day, and a gentleman, C.J. Peters, came in. He's now C.J. Sunshine.
Good old Sunshine.
And he said, oh, who you having for your opening night? And I'm like, well, we're still looking into that and things. And surprisingly enough, he didn't ask to do it himself, which I was surprised, but it was cool that he didn't. But he said, oh, Matt Church. You have to have Matt Church. This is the guy that you need. I'll give you his number. You need to talk to him. I'm like, okay. And we got Matt in there. Matt was the first person to play there on our opening night. And Matt and I have had a relationship for all these years now, done a lot of different musical things along the way. And I'll let Matt say something about that.
That was actually so long ago, if I remember correctly. I mean, my memory's not the best, but CJ was not just starting out. He'd been playing guitar for a long time, but he didn't quite have that confidence yet. Yeah, to go do long gigs by himself. Yeah. You know, and that did come because he does it now all the time. He's everywhere. You can find him on social media or whatever. But at that time, he was just a really good advocate for other people.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I was lucky I was one of those people, you know, and I've always appreciated that from him. You know?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, that was part of the thing that I miss a lot these days, not just the Jackrabbit Slims, but just that music community. The days when a lot of the people that we know used to play at Sunshine's and did her open mics and things like that. And it's interesting because, you know, mostly I think of open mics as things for people that are just starting out and whatever in music, kind of cutting their teeth to get out there. And it still is, obviously. Mm-hmm. But that one was a little different in the fact that they were pretty accomplished people that were playing there. And it was more about, hey, I want to go jam with Matt or Mo Brines or with Greg Reagan or somebody like that, and gives you that opportunity to hang out and do those things. I do miss that. Most of the people that we know are pretty established at this point, and we all have gigs on the same nights and things like that. And I do miss having some place that is more just a community. And you put something up on Facebook the other day about community and supporting people, and it made me think of those old days and things. If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I don't. It's weird. I don't see. It's like times have changed. You know, we used to have to physically go out and say, "Hey, you should listen to my friend," or you should, you know, when you hanging out with some friends, you mention one of your other friends and say, play one of their albums or something, just to be like, "Hey guys, check this guy out. He's actually pretty good." Yep. You know, but now we can do all that through social media and just with our phone. I mean, it's so easy with the push of a button. I can show 1,000 of my friends, another one of my friends, when I didn't have that luxury when we started.
And it's funny, it's only 10 years ago when social media was around, but it wasn't used the same way as we're doing it now. And I think venues have changed too, that going in and just saying, hey, I know this guy or whatever, it's like, I don't know. I mean, getting gigs and things is still the hardest part of this whole deal. You know, I mean, it's it's always been something that you got to go out there and pound the pavement and things like that. But I think that it's just finding the right kind of venues that are really supporting music, not just saying that they want to have music there. You know, a lot of restaurants and things say, oh yeah, we want to have music, and then it's, oh wait, we have to move. You can't come and set up until we move these tables. After that, those people are done.
Or, you mean we can't just give you free breadsticks?
I know, while you're sitting there or whatever.
You don't want exposure?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, we're going to get totally off target, but there is no plan here. Yeah. I was with the band Jackrabbit Slim years ago, and I was booking a lot of the gigs but our guitar player came and he was so excited. There was some place in the freaking boonies. I don't even remember. It was very far away. And it was this restaurant because he was there and he was doing landscaping there or something. And he talked to the guy and they wanted us to play there. And it's like, okay, great. So what's the pay? Well, the pay is you get one sandwich each and a beverage of your choice.
Ooh.
But it's a really good sandwich, he said. It's like, oh, well, that's the whole thing. So we drove like...
I wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure.
I
Oh, it's a good sandwich. Oh, okay. So we drove an hour and a half or something, had to set up our gear, do this whole thing. And we did get a very good sandwich.
Like boar's head type sandwich? Like the
I
gourmet sandwich?
That's like gourmet shit. Yeah, okay.
A little caviar on the side.
But it was... this is why we silence our phones when we're doing
I
these
had
kind of
an
things.
alarm saying you got to do a podcast today.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. We'll leave all that stuff in there. We don't care. But, yeah, just interesting what you'll do. And the one benefit of the whole thing was that we did get some really good videos that we used as promo videos, and then we got other gigs from it. So, I mean, there's always something out of all these different things. Yeah. But I'm sorry I missed your gig on Saturday. I had a gig, too, with my band. Uncanny. Follow us at Uncanny CB.
Cheap plug.
Cheap plug. Well, yeah, I own the place, so I can do it. But so you were at Boondogglers, which is a brewery.
That's right. It circles right back to, the good thing is that we're all booked, our little friend group. The bad thing is we're all booked, and we can never go see each other.
Not so much, anyway. Yeah, we'd like to, The breweries, I feel like, are kind of the best opportunities around here because the way I look at them is they have the money. They print money because they make beer and they sell beer for a crazy amount of
upsell for
what they're doing. Most of them, they're factories, so they have some space and things like that. And I feel like they're kind of in the mode of, all right, we're not a restaurant. I mean, they might have a food truck, they might have food, they might have whatever, but they're really a drinking establishment. Let's have something that we have to, to bring people in here.
I feel like maybe 10 years ago, everybody used to be into the bar scene. The bar scene was where it was at. And then it slowly started to turn into, you don't really want to go to the bar because that's like cheap, low-grade beer. You want to go to a brewery where they make it fresh and right there. And then, to me, breweries are just a bougie bar.
It's really what it comes down to. That you probably can't eat, and some of them you can't get booze or whatever. But it's I feel like because of the uptick in breweries and things around here, music-wise, I was here from 2010 to 2018 trying to do band stuff, and it was really hard to find places because half of them were restaurants that said they wanted music, and then it's too loud. We don't want a whole band. We don't want we can only do this hour to this hour or whatever. And with the breweries, I feel like there's more opportunities, and they're popping up every place you can think of. So hopefully that's an area where there'll be more opportunities and things like that. I remember playing at OMB in Charlotte with...
Love that place.
It is awesome. With Nate Randall Band back in the day. And I was kind of amazed. I had never seen anything like this. I mean, I'd kind of just come from Boston at that point, and it's just gigantic. It was an outdoor thing. They had picnic tables. I still laughed about it to this day, but it's the kind of thing you start seeing. They had like a playground with swings and things for the kids there. So people were bringing their kids
while they're drinking at the
bar, and like okay, Tommy, go on the swings for a little while. But
seems like a plan.
Yeah. When we were at Old Armor the other night, there was a ton of really small kids there. When we got in, it was totally packed. There was a birthday party, and I think you said at Boondogglers it's a birthday party, which always helps kind of stack people up in there. And a lot of people stayed. But there was a lot of little kids there, and I'm like, well, by 9 o'clock, they'll be gone. Yeah. We're playing Tool at 11 p.m. and the little 5-year-old is dancing around and things. I'm like, it's a whole different world, man. But my mom wouldn't have taken me out at something like this. But it's funny. It's like it's just trying to find these places. And
Old Armor is a really, really good spot. It's kind of new. They've only been around for
2017. Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that,
So
you know, and it's a great location. They got a good beer selection, and I love how they got that little sidebar kind of off to the side. That's got a different vibe from the other.
There's a lot going on down there too. I mean, they really hit that spot at the best timing when Kannapolis was all building up. Again, when I moved here in 2010, there was all these signs saying, "Oh, Kannapolis is coming. We're going to make it into this, this, and this." And I was like, "No way is this podunk little town
I thought the exact same
going
thing.
to become this place to go." You know,
where all the hipsters are going to drink beer. Like, yeah, please, you know, try to sell that lie to somebody else. I remember thinking, what moron is going to invest millions of dollars into some baseball? No one watches baseball, you know, but boy, was I wrong.
Yeah. Well, plus moving the baseball field from down on Lane Street down 2 miles down the road, I'm like, well, what is the point? But it all worked, man. They knew what they were doing, and
I was wrong, and I'm glad for all the business owners. You know,
yeah. Old Armor is they really jumped on that, and it's just a fantastic place, and we really support them. It's one of our favorite places to not just play, but we spend a lot of time there and things too. So always want to give props to them for being out there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we covered the Boondogglers thing, that you were Boondogglers, that we did Old Armor.
That was a good gig, man. I didn't expect. I played there several times, and they got their own beer and stuff, and they do really good with what they got. And they're kind of a little bit on the outskirts of Mooresville. They're not part of that downtown Mooresville. There's like different crowds.
Yeah,
in Mooresville.
exactly. Yeah, Mooresville was really very different in different spots. I mean, the downtown is like an old Salisbury, old Kannapolis, what it used to be type thing.
Yeah.
But then they're out in that section where they're building some new condos or something over
across
there.
the street there. Yeah. It's supposed to be some type of garages. I don't know, but it's kind of more like towards the lake-ish, I guess. So it's a little more, I don't really know how to explain it. Bougie, I guess, would be the way to say. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Uncanny has played, like, I know more about Mooresville now because, I mean, I worked in Mooresville for a couple of years, but I still know more about it now because of the places that we've been playing, like Micaiah's and things like that, which is another great spot. And it's really refreshing to see that a lot of these places do have a built-in crowd, too. And, I mean, it is still on the bands and the artists and things, you need to bring people and things like that. But boy, is it a relief when you go someplace and you know that there's going to be a good crowd there. It changes the gig totally.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. I remember with, where were we? It was Jackrabbit Slim again, and we played at some place, again, in the boonies somewhere. And they were really sweet to us. They actually paid us pretty good. It was good, but there was like 5 people in there.
That's the worst.
And there was one point that we just finished some song, and a bunch of people start cheering. The 5 people would start cheering. They were doing like this.
And that's what it sounded like, all 5 of them throwing it together. Yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't, there was some game on TV. They were cheering for somebody who scored something or whatever. So it's like, Alec got all excited, like, oh no, okay.
You know, all these guys, all these musicians, I'm going to just go ahead and I don't care about you know, well, whether it's 1 or 100, I always give my all, and, you know, always remember that. It's like, I don't care who you are. When you're staring at just you and the bartender, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does. There's just, you want to.
You want to be happy, but it's hard. Man.
Now, I mean, there's places that you go, and it might be an off night, and you know that's a good place, and you should give your all and show them. I remember Uncanny played at the Trail House, and it was on it was a day after New Year's. So they knew there wasn't going to be a lot of people in there. And we just said, hey, we're going to act like there's 100 people in here, and we're just going to, like, just jam out, do everything. And the owner was there, and he recognized that. And he apologized for, oh, sorry, there's not a lot of people here. It's like, well, dude, it's like, it's understandable. And then we got rebooked there and things like that, too. That was kind of our audition show or something. Yeah. So, you want to give it all, and you want to have fun with it. But, yeah, you'd be lying to yourself if you said, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just doing this for the art and the music and things.
The best one, I've got to tell you this. I got to take a second. So it's been about 10 years ago, or probably longer than that. I don't want to say too long because I don't want to show at my age. But I was doing a show at this place. We were actually traveling, so it was actually on tour with this little band, and there was this place I'd never heard of because I'm just on tour. I'm just going to spots that we can find that'll pick us up. It's in the direction we're going. Don't remember the name of the place. Not really important, but they booked us like for a Saturday night. And it was a really nice place. Like they had like a green room and they had food for us. Like it was, it was really cool. So we show up and we got the green room. We're setting all up. And I'm like, man, this is going to be great. And we go chill out on the bus for a while. We get some food and everything, and then come back. And I'm like, there's a lot of old people in here, man. Like these are all like 60s and 70s. Like there's a lot of walkers in this room. And we're like a metal band.
It looks like a rollator factory.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? And my mates are looking around like, I'm not sure. So we start kind of just try to mingle with the crowd and say hey and stuff like that.
Sure.
And we kind of figure out that apparently every Saturday at this place is Shag Night.
Oh my gosh!
And they just happened to change owners like the week before we got there, and they wanted something totally different. Well, the people didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I've got all these old people staring at me.
And this is the metal band, right?
Yeah, and I'm in the metal band, and they're just waiting on us to start, and I'm just like, we are doomed. What I mean?
Oh my gosh!
I remember we did sound check, and halfway through sound check, I remember this old lady's looking at me like giving me the cut signal, like shut up.
Stop it!
You
Stop
sound
that noise.
terrible.
That's terrible.
Oh, it was just us and the bartender about 2 songs in for the rest of the night.
That's crazy. Back in Boston, I was in a surf band. You know what surf is? It's like the stuff from Pulp Fiction and things. It was in show your age. This was
Great
in like
movie.
97, 98 or something, and we got. Those are the days that, we literally had a cassette tape, demo tape that we did like in the studio and things. And we were sending out packages, the whole folder with cassette tape in there and pictures and a bio and stuff like that.
Keep it in your trunk of your car. And
Keep a few. And we had them all nice, fresh, and bring them to places. So we brought one to some place, and we were in Rhode Island. And we show, and the guy called me back and said, yeah, we want you guys to be in here and whatever. We go, and it's not even just metal night. It's like death metal, scream something, and whatever. And there's 4 bands, so we were only going to do one set. There's 4 bands, and in those days, for that kind of band, for those surf bands, you dressed up like we all dressed up in suit, like black suits.
I think
and ties
all bands should
like
dress
that.
up. That's something that's missing. That's another subject one day. Anyway.
But so then we see that it's super whatever metal night, and we said, did you even listen to the tape? He's like, no, I heard your name was the Stump Grinders, so I thought that sounded pretty badass. So it's like, dude, we can't go up there and play reverby, twangy guitar or things like that and whatever.
We got some folk for you.
Yeah. It's like, so you don't even want to do the gig? It's like, dude, we are leaving right now. No way. There's no way we're doing this thing.
We're going to get booed out of the building. What are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh, this was like down and dirty, some place in Providence or whatever. There's like some hard ass people there that
kind of like the Milestone in Charlotte.
Yeah,
where all the badass people play music.
Yeah, they would have thrown shit at us. There's no way. It's like, no, we are getting out of Dodge right now. There's no way we're going to do this. But
it's like a scene out of the Roadhouse movie. They should have had a chicken cage up.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, I wish. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take like a quick break. Mm-hmm. Have a little commercial break, which we actually do have commercials on here.
Yeah, that's right. Be sure to listen to them. Sponsors. Be sure to
exactly.
support them.
Support our sponsors. Yeah. And then we're going to come back and we're going to have Matt debut one of his songs right here on Gig Talk on KMI Studios.
You're listening to Gig Talk on KMI Studios.
Honey, wake up, wake up! There's a 6-foot cockroach in our doorway.
Go back to sleep. You were just dreaming.
Looks like it's time to call Razor Pest Solutions. Our skilled technicians will be there fast, ready to give you peace of mind. Cutting-edge pest control that you can count on. Razor Pest Solutions. Pest, termite, wildlife. Call us at 980-420-3050 or online at razorpest.com.
Tired of the same old channel surfing on a Tuesday night? How about a little excitement with Music Bingo at New Sarum Brewing? With your host, Richard Wagoner. After stints hosting both Jeopardy and The Price is Right, Richard now brings the fun to New Sarum every Tuesday night. Folks, this is not your grandma's bingo. It's got a little something for all musical tastes. From Dolly Parton to Korn, from Run DMC to Roy Clark. Get ready to be a winner. Brought to you by New Sarum Brewing and RW Entertainment.
Music Bingo at New Sarum Brewing, 109 North Lee Street in Salisbury, North Carolina. Every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. You're listening to Gig Talk on KMI Studios.
Hey everybody, we're back here on KMI Studios with Gig Talk. We're here with Matt Church, and
Hello.
Matt is going to actually debut a new song here on Gig Talk.
Never been heard.
Yeah, Matt, what song is this?
This one is called Cruise Control 2.0. I have had one similar to it already out, but through technology and stuff, we made some changes and some upgrades, and I really like how it came out, so I just decided to release it again with a whole new feeling and flair.
Sounds fantastic. Everybody, this is Cruise Control 2.0 by Matt Church. Check it out.
My love's in cruise control. Girl, what's in cruise control? Wouldn't mind you on the road. No, 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 no. Baby, I just need you to know. I need you to know. Are you sticking to the code? My love is for you and only you. Yeah, that is true. You know that is true. Cruise control, that's all I know. 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 My world was let go when I had no control. My heart was empty and you held me steady. You told me to stay strong and you held me all night long. My love is for you, I see it through my eyes. Do you just wanna cruise through the dark deep night? Babe, you ain't gotta rush, you don't gotta know. I just wanna roll, 'cause I'm on the road, on the road, on the road, on the road, on the road. Cruise control, that's all I know. 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 Wanna crash out, next to blackout, deep liquor in the 40s, thank God for you, shorty, some sense to glow up. Know I had to grow up, and the chains for the better, climb up and go for that. My key is not the love, no. Won't catch me in the club, no. 'Cause I'm focused on my love, yo. And I know I'm on the road. Cruise control, that's all I know.
Wow, Matt, that was really, really cool. Wow, that is fantastic. Tell us about where that whole thing came from.
So that one was actually a friend of mine, Tim Kostas, who you know very well.
I kind of know him, yeah.
Had his own thing going called The Shock, which is where he takes music that he creatively kind of comes up with on his own, using different programs and things and samples and all these cool little ideas. And he sent some to me one time. He's like, "Hey, I need you to, I got these robot voices I can use and all this cool stuff, but I don't want to do that. I want to use real voices. I want to do real words. Can you come up with something?" So I kind of just threw some stuff at him and ended up really liking that idea so much that he made several other songs and got several other of his friends to do lyrics to those songs and ended up making his own album. And then I had one song on there that I liked and everything, but I just kind of wanted to, jam it up a little bit. Speaking of which, that song's not completely done, even though y'all heard it. I haven't really fully released that yet.
Gotcha.
I'm only doing that for Tim here and today.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah. I think music's one of those things, like, no matter how many times you edit it and fix it.
Oh, yeah.
I still, every time, I was like, well, I got to change that, and I got to change that, and it's a constant battle.
Constant thing.
Yeah.
Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits, years ago, I read in Rolling Stone, they asked him, they had already had 7 albums out or something, and they said, was there ever an album that you had that you're like, wow, I really wish I had done some things different? And he's like, yeah, every single one. Every single one. You at some point, and I always say this to musicians, is that at some point you just have to say, all right, this is good. I mean, I'm not saying to just not try to reach perfection, but you're only going to get so far sometimes, and you need to be able to put something together that's together. And
I think you have to find that line. There's a line of, this is as perfect as it's going to get without it driving me insane.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, a lot of bands too, I remember being in Boston and playing in some bands, and we thought we were ready, and we said we should go and do this. And I remember coming to one band and saying, hey, I got us a gig. And they're like, oh my gosh, we're not ready yet. It's like, we got to do it at some point. Went out there, started playing. The more you play out, the better you get. We knew some guys that were amazing musicians, and they never played a show ever, because every time they got a whole set or 3 sets done, they'd be like, no, that's not good enough. Let's scrap that and start all over again. And it's like they just stayed in their basements for their whole life. So, so on Cruise Control, this brings up a little piece of things I wanted to talk to you about.
Controversy, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Where you come down on the whole debate about AI.
Yeah. So that's I know this is going to be a sensitive subject, and there's going to be some people that get in a tiff, and everyone has a right to their own opinion, and I think that's valid. But that song there was given to me a certain way, and I took it and ran it through an AI program, and it added some little tiny piano parts that wasn't on it before. And it also added some effects to the guitar that was already on there, but just changed the effects to where they sounded a little heavier.
Yep.
And I got this in my head. I'm like, well, do I scratch this? Because I didn't record it exactly this way. It's the exact same chords, same structure, and the melody's the same.
Sure. You wrote the whole thing. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
written, but it's not, I didn't physically record that. And I had a little battle with myself on that, and I realized that I personally, despite what other people may think, AI is a new tool, and either we use it or we don't use it, and we stay stubborn and we get left behind by the younger people who are.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I mean, I look at it exactly the same way as you, that it's just a tool. Doing graphic design and videos and things that I do, there was a time when people were hand drawing cartoons.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was the thing. Then the things like Photoshop and After Effects and Premiere Pro and all these things come out, and people have been using them as tools. Doesn't mean you're not still an artist. Doesn't mean that you're not creating something. You're just using the tools. It was a pen at one point. Now it's a computer that can do this, this, and this. You still have to come up with the concepts, the ideas. You have to build the whole thing. A lot of the video things that I do for a few different bands, if the whole concept is written, by us, it's drawn out and then it's put through something that just animates it. So it's just using it as a tool instead of frame by frame building something. So I think that if you use something as a tool and you don't use it as a cheat code to go and get
Yeah.
something like that. I think it's a tool that's there right now, and I think that you, like you said, you'd be left behind if you didn't jump on that right now and use it to the best that you could.
And everybody's going to have a different line of where they would draw themselves, and I respect everybody else's different line.
Exactly,
and what my
how
line
far
is.
you would go with it.
I mean,
Exactly,
like me personally, I'm not going to put out something that's not my voice. It's like a computer-made voice and everything. Like,
no.
I wouldn't do that personally for myself, but I'm also not going to down someone who may not have any musical talent singing wise.
Yeah.
And they create a song that really means something to them, and they have the computer sing to it, and they like it.
Yep.
That doesn't affect my life, really.
Sure.
So
if they're trying to get a message out, they're saying something, they have words that they want to put out there, they can't do it themselves, then it's just a different way of doing it.
Yeah.
Where that goes commercially or on charts and things like that, that's a whole different story.
that's a whole different debate. And,
Yeah.
and somebody said something, a wise old man, last name Brian's, first name Mo, told me that he thinks one day, and not too far in the future, that award shows is going to have, you have the rock category, you have your metal category, but there may start being an AI category.
Sure.
And I was like, that's a really smart thought that I didn't
Oh, yeah.
even think of. And then since I'm on it, someone else said something about, we were talking about music and how the community's changed
Sure.
and things like that. And I can't remember who it was. It might have been Daniel Gurley. I'm not sure if I want to give him that much credit because this was such a genius comment. So I'm not. I mean, he's a smart guy, and I like.
Well,
him,
we can ask him because he'll be on here in a couple of
yeah,
weeks.
but he had said that. I think it was him that had said, what's going to happen eventually is there's going to be way more people who do have a different line than me who put out music that's completely maybe computer made, but they
Yep.
gave it. They put their own words in and they sang them, or either they put in a melody and it just kind of beefed it up a little bit. Maybe that's their situation, and they're being able to create music now without having to learn instruments and things like I had to do, and
Sure.
like you had to do, to where everyone is going to be so able to create their own art that possibly what you buy and see out there every day is going to be so accessible for everyone and by everyone that playing live becomes extremely important again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Because
exactly.
half of your music makers are great at making music. They might be wonderful at coming up with ideas, but they can't play it.
Yep,
And then people like me and you, we can make the ideas and
Sure.
play them, which makes playing it valuable again.
Exactly.
And I hope that happens. I think that would be a great outcome to it.
I remember we were at Shug's, I don't know, a couple of months ago, and there was a band there, and I just had to videotape them and post it up. I mean, these kids were like 15 years old or something, and they were playing, and it was not great yet.
Yeah,
But they were out there, they were playing, they had energy, they had a vibe, they were doing stuff, and it's like, wow, there is hope, that the younger generation's going to pick up a guitar again and do those things.
Whose opinion is great? I mean, who says they're not great? I mean, you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You really enjoyed what you were singing. Whether they
I guess
were
I'm looking at it from,
fine-tuned?
exactly, just fine-tuning it. Oh, they were great. They were great in the standpoint of what they were out there doing this thing, and it was fantastic. Some people would turn their noses up if you're a musician. Like,
I was going to say
this and
sometimes
that.
our mind is a little bit gray because of the musician that's in us, and we see every little thing that
nobody else in the
average
world
person
ever
doesn't
sees.
see. Yeah.
Getting off stage and like, oh my gosh, that was
was
messed
the
up.
worst
We
I've
messed
ever
up on every song, and somebody's like, wow, that was really good. Oh no, it wasn't.
Yeah,
No.
don't patronize me.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear anything. So, well, Matt, it has been fantastic talking to you. I'd like you to be able to give a plug to like wherever you're playing next, and if you have that schedule, and where people can find you on social media and things like
You
that.
can find me at Matthew Church Music. That's a Facebook page. You can also just find me at Matthew Church on Facebook. And my next gig will be at this really cool little place called Peddler's Post. I can't remember the date. I know it's 3 something. You can find it on the website. I'll have it posted up there. But it's kind of a nifty little place. I just went there one time as a charity event.
Oh,
I was
great.
helping somebody else do a thing. They were trying to raise money for breast cancer. And I walked in. It was just like this strange, like 2-story place. Half of it was like little cells, like little tricklets and stuff. I'm trying to think what it is. Like, like what you and your wife do on the side. What is that? The candles and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So like
like vendors? and
vendors.
things?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It's like
yeah.
vendor booths is like filled up the place. They got these necklaces and candles and belts and just cool stuff made by the community.
Oh, wow.
And then they also have a bar at the front, and then they got like a little place for music, and at the bottom they have a full-on like arcade and stuff for kids. So I thought that was like a really nifty look.
Well,
But
that's cool.
it's called the Peddler's Post. It's out in Monroe, and I'm going to be there on 3/6 from 7 to 10. So if you're in that area, please come out, check me out. It's just going to be
That's fantastic.
acoustic chill.
Cool. Matt, well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here on the first episode of Gig Talk.
Hopefully not the last episode. It's going to be the first episode. It's a story for one day.
That's another story for another day. But I promise you, if there is a last episode, like we get canceled in the next 3 weeks or something, you'll be back to wrap things up
wrap
for
it
us.
up.
All right, man. We love you. Thank you so much. And we'll see everybody next week.
All right.
You're listening to Gig Talk on KMI Studios.